What's going on, everybody? David here. Today we're going to talk about how and why I got started using points. But first off, on this channel, we talk about travel, exploration, and photography. If that sounds like something interesting to you, please hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the little bell icon so you can get future updates on my videos. Okay, I want to talk about how I got started, why I got started with points. And there are three real reasons why I kind of looked into the points game. The first thing is I wanted to travel. I wanted to travel more. Like I was at a point, this is about 3 years ago, where I wasn't traveling that much. I never really, I went to Colombia once out of the country and that was it. Other than that, I would take cruises every once in a while. I live in Southern California, so cruises to Ensenada and stuff like that. We would do those, but that's not really, for me, that wasn't really traveling outside of the country. That was, you're on a boat the majority of the time. You just get out, you go to the little tourist area, you do your little shopping, then you get right back on the boat. So I wanted to start traveling far away places, going in and finding new places. And the main reason is I wanted to take pictures there. That was really the draw. So I wanted to travel more, and I wanted to do it. I wanted it to be affordable. Like, one of the things about travel that I realized after just traveling a few places is it's expensive, or it can be expensive. And so I wanted to do it on a budget. And the only way that I really saw at that time to do it on a budget was to start looking at using points and frequent flyer programs. That's the only way that I saw it at that time. And so that was the second reason. And then the third reason, I wanted to kind of live a different lifestyle when it comes to travel. I wanted to be upgraded to suites. You hear about that. You see it on YouTube. You see all the people getting these real lavish hotel rooms and flying business class and first class and just being wined and dined. I wanted that. And so this is another reason why I started looking at points. So those are the three major reasons, and I'm going to go over each one and kind of tell you how it transpired for me. So the travel more aspect, when I started out, I went to Puerto Rico and I went to Hawaii. And after going on both of those trips, and this was like 3 years ago, so after going on both those trips, I realized I can't do this. Like I could travel once, maybe twice per year, and that was kind of in my budget. But other than that, I couldn't travel anymore. And I was in I'm in a job right now where I have some flexibility, and I can kind of travel a lot more. I have more free time to travel, but I don't have the money, or I didn't have the money back then. And I still don't have the money, but now I have the means to do it because I figured out with points. So I was at a point where I travel once every year, maybe twice, but that second trip was usually somewhere like Las Vegas. So it wasn't far. It didn't cost that much. So that was kind of my routine. And then I started looking at points. And once I started looking at points, I started to realize that I could travel every 3 to 4 months if I wanted to. I can travel even more if I wanted to. So that's what sparked my interest there too, because I started seeing, okay, after I got my first credit card, the Citi Premier card, that's the first card I got. Yeah, I made a mistake getting that card. I probably should have got the Chase Sapphire Preferred, but I got the Citi Premier card first. And after having that card, hit the 50,000 bonus, transferred my points over, actually roundabout way. I didn't even use those points right away. I kind of held on to those points for a while, but I had the 50,000 points there. Then I got the Citi AAdvantage card, the $95 annual fee card. I got that card. That was my second card. And I was all set up with American Airlines. I was ready to fly with them. I wanted to make a commitment with them. And I knew at the time you probably need to make a commitment with an airline and stick with that airline to build up your frequent flyer points and all that. So that was the airline that I had. So got 50,000 sign-up bonus with that card. Citi also put out a promotion where you can get a checking account. Get a checking account, follow these steps, bill pay, all that kind of stuff, and then you can get another 50,000 points. Actually, no, it was 60,000 points towards your AAdvantage program. So you can add those points there. So I did that. So now I'm sitting on 110,000 points. And that's when I took my first trip, and that trip was to Paris. And I got lucky when it came to the hotel. There was a mistake, and I talked about this in other videos. But basically, the Hyatt Regency had the fare that they had on the hotel website wasn't the right wasn't the right price. It was a lot less. It was $29 instead of $600. Believe it or not, they still honored that. So I got 5 nights there. And then I used those points to fly economy up. So I flew economy up to Paris. And then on my way back, I flew British Airways as a partner with American Airlines. I flew British Airways first class. First time I've ever flown first class. It was the best experience I've ever had on a plane. My best travel experience, period. Let's just put it that way. And so that's really what hooked me. And then once I got that, once I saw that experience, and like I said, the 3 major things that I was looking at, I wanted to travel more, I wanted to do it on a budget, and I did all these things, and I wanted to have a better overall travel experience. And that trip, I did all of those things. That trip in total cost me, with flying first class, it was about, I believe it was $400, $450, something like that in total. So that's out of pocket. That's how much it cost me. And I could have done it for a lot less. If I would have flown economy back, then it would have been $300 less than that, believe it or not. British Airways, their taxes and fees are pretty expensive. And so it was more like $600. And I was able to bring it down to $300 because I had a travel credit that I used with the credit card that I had. So it really worked out for me, and I was able to do all those 3 things that I wanted to do. And once I did that first time, then I was hooked. And that's when I said, okay, I'm going to start doing this at least every 3 months. And I did. I started doing it every 3 months. And so now every 3 months, I'm looking at different places to travel to. And I have points, so I can use those points and I can travel. And I've been going to Colombia. I've been going to Costa Rica, Aruba. I've been traveling anywhere that I want to go. I just got back from Hawaii. I'll be going back to Colombia in 3 months. So everything is coming together when it comes to points. And that's how I got started. Paris was my first trip, and that was about almost 3 years ago. And now it's evolved into this. And now the reason that I've started to talk more about it on my channel and making my channel pretty much about traveling on a budget is because it worked for me. And I want to share that with you guys. I want to share that with everyone because I think it's really important for us to realize you can do this. You can travel first class, business class, stay in real nice hotels. You can do all that. It's all attainable, and it's not going to cost you a lot of money if you do it the right way. Now, if you don't do it the right way, yes, you're going to spend a lot of money out of pocket, and you're not going to have some of the same experiences because you're not going to be paying out of pocket for some of these. I was just in a hotel in Kauai, and I got upgraded. So I booked a regular hotel, but I used points, 25,000 points. That hotel was going for $529 or something like that per night. I wouldn't pay $529 per night for any room. Well, for a standard room, I wouldn't pay it. If it's a special occasion, I might do it for like a suite or something like that. This is a standard room, $529. I wouldn't pay that. They upgraded me on top of that. So I used 25,000 points. They upgraded me. In the room that they upgraded me to, $1,800. I would never pay $1,800 per night for a room. So you start getting into these different areas where you would never probably use money to pay for these things, but you're able to experience them. So I'm telling you, it's a life-changing thing when you start using points and travel credit cards. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. But more importantly, though, I want to know how you guys started with points. How, why, what was your circumstances that got you into points? Was it a friend? With me, my uncle used to always use points, so I knew they were out there, but I never took the time to really learn how to use them. And then, like I said, I wanted to travel more, and that's kind of what sparked my interest. Okay, well, I'll learn about this card, and then I'll learn about this card. And then it just started evolving into, okay, now I can get this card, this card, this card. I didn't get a bunch of cards all at once. I still don't do that. I'm very conservative with my cards, and I will wait 3 to 4 months between each time that I get a card And that's kind of worked for me because there's no rush. Like I can get those 50,000 sign up bonus, and then I can wait 3 to 4 months. And if there's another card out there, then I'll get that card. If there's another card out there, then I'll get that card. But I don't do it like overnight. Some people, they want to churn cards, so they want to get a bunch of cards all at once. That's not the way to go. That's really not the way to go. It's first off, it's going to look bad on your credit initially because your credit's going to really drop because all those hard pulls are going to drop your credit down. And the credit card companies don't like to see, or the credit bureau doesn't like to see that. Okay, they don't like to see all these cards that you're getting. It makes you look unstable. Like, what's going on? Why is he loading up on all these cards? So that's something else you want to think about too. So if you spread it out over time, it looks good on your credit to have a lot of different credit cards, but not all at once. If you do it over 5 years, over 10 years, and you build up all these different credit cards and you still hold on to those credit cards and have the credit limit still there, that looks really good on your credit. But it doesn't look good on your credit if you get all these cards all at once. 1 year you get 20 credit cards. Yeah, it doesn't look good. So, like I said, I want to know how you guys got started and where you are now in the process. Like, are you traveling like you want to travel? Are you just hoarding the points, like getting a bunch of points and you want to build it up to like 1 million points and then start traveling? Like, what is your game plan? Please post it down below. If you guys have any questions or anything like that, you can also post it down below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.